Oh, hey, how you doing? Ronald Smith here, DJ Ron, along with John Tutsons Poem, Conversational Narrative. How you doing there, sir?
I am doing well, Mr. Ron Smith. How are you? DJ
Great.
Ronnie Ron.
Yeah, same one, exactly. I forgot to put my name on there.
Well,
but
I can see your name.
Oh, you can see it. Well,
Mhm.
yeah, you know what? Hey, we just go by my government name, as they would say, right? Ronald Smith.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. Conversational narrative. This is what we're doing here today, and we reading our poems by John Tutson. And if you're an aspiring poet out there, we would love to definitely hear from you, and also um, even possibly having you on one day. Who knows? We want to inspire all you poets out there to speak your piece, as they would say, and because poetry is a part of creativity, it's art, and there's a lot of great poets out there. And I commend my good friend John here, who has some great, wonderful poems. And yeah, we're definitely going to get into it. But John, man, how's your day been so far?
My day's been really good. I have been preparing for a Toastmaster tall tale speech contest.
Awesome. I
So
like
I'm trying
Toastmasters.
to, yeah, I'm trying to get that down. So the contest is Saturday. So been going back and forth trying to make sure that I can put up the best performance that I can, because
Okay.
that's really what it is. But
Aw-
other
awesome.
than that, just dealing with the weather, because it went from 70 something degrees, now it's back in the 40s,
Hey,
and
Powerball number weather.
man,
Yeah.
you just never know what you're gonna wake up to anymore.
You never know. Exactly. Hey, well, look, we want to get right into it again with the conversational narrative, and we'll hear from a few of your poems that you've written. So, man, whenever you're ready, we'll dive right into it here.
Okay. Well,
Hmm.
since your audience, I believe, is a more spiritual based audience, I looked up some spiritual poems that I've written through the years, and I'll share some of those with
Hmm.
you.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Okay. The first
Yes,
one
sir.
is called "Do You Believe in Me?" Do you believe in me? That your faith can set you free? That on my Father's right is my place? That your salvation is given through grace? Do you believe what you have read and heard? Are you prepared to spread the word? Are you ready to set aside things of the world, swallow your pride? Do you understand the things I ask of you? I require you to be born anew. Will you stand with me if things get rough? In those times, will I be enough? Will you fight to spread my name? You may suffer persecution, laughter, shame. You may be condemned or called a fool, scorned or hated, ridiculed. Are you ready to lift your voice? Following this faith must be your choice. I promise to be right by your side, your strength on any bumpy ride. Will you become the tool for me that sets the other captives free? Now, only you can answer honestly in your heart, do you believe in me?
Wow, man. So we take it that must be God talking to the reader right there.
Yeah.
That was nice, right there. Hey, that was nice. Say, snap fingers. Okay, so what inspired that writing that piece there?
I would say the explaining your faith to people, whether or not they're believers or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember getting in conversations with people, And they would say, well, why do you believe that? And and then so the question becomes a question to yourself. Why do I believe? What do I believe? And all of the things that we've been taught, that this is what we face as Christians.
Thank you, Linda. Okay.
Things that we may face as Christians.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, Linda said that was nice. Very nice there. So
thank you, Linda.
Awesome. Yes. And again, this is a show called Conversational Narrative. And hopefully we can inspire any of you poets out there, okay, that that either are doing this or may consider wanting to do this. There's a lot of great opportunities out here for you, and the world needs to hear what you have to say. John, you know, again, him. I'm glad to have him doing this, because he could be is probably inspiring people around his age or so, which he's still young in his 60s, and doing and these are poems that he's written 20 years ago or 20, 30 years ago, and some even current.
Some of them were written in the 90s.
Okay.
There's some of them were written in the 2000s also. They're spread all over.
Okay. Well, hey, and it's still relevant. So, you know, the voice of language of communication. So we say what that look around. Yes, that look around. Okay. All right. Hey, so let's get into another poem that you have. So and if you have anything dealing with today's issue or so. And make sure you all spread the words, share this as well. And again, if you're a poet, we would love to get in contact with you out there, so that, hey, we can even have you featured on here. And because all right. Okay. All right. You talking about that look. Okay. Man.
All right. This is called Dealing with the Devil. And hopefully these are, hopefully these are,
thank you, Linda.
Timeless.
Oh yeah.
You said, you know, dealing with today's things, but I hope that these are timeless.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
Yeah. This is called Dealing with the Devil. In dealing with the devil, we must remember why. Jesus chose to call him the father of all lies. His weapons are not carnal. He plays with our minds, using failures and our past mistakes to keep us in a bind. To gain victory over Satan, we must know what he's about. He will try to keep us locked up, creating fear and doubt. His demons will confuse you. They're actors who pretend that no one really loves you, and they really are your friend. Satan convinced angels to rebel against the Lord. Now eternal damnation is his just and final reward. If he convinced an angel that he was in the right, we are easy pickings if we underestimate his might. Satan and his demons are always on patrol, filling us with desires to lose our self-control. He's been at his job for centuries and does it well. And every day he prospers, deceiving millions into hell. But God has granted mercy in the form of a sacrifice. He sent his son named Jesus to earth to pay the price. A son who led a blameless life and never failed to sin, ensuring victory in a battle alone we could not win. Now the door is open. You are the captain of your fate. Jesus will return, and we know not the time or date. This fight is called a spiritual war. It's on another level. Never let your guard down when dealing with the devil.
Yes. Good. I like that. Wow. And again, for those who are watching, this is not necessarily a Christian show per se. All right. Again, we just are just reading poems, and as long as it's clean, and if you're a poet out there, an aspiring poet, and if you have some pieces that you would like to read, or so, hey, this show could be for you. as John is stepping out and making some great strides with his poems to get it out there, and he's an awesome writer. All right, so this is conversational narrative. We definitely want to talk about that poem. Man, now what inspired that right there? I guess you kind of grew up in church as well too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just life. Just
Mm-hmm.
life. Trying to do a Christian walk.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that there are times when you have to seek God.
Mm-hmm.
Because life's temptations and the pressures of life can get to you, and you're looking for something to ease your mind, and you're down, and those are the times when Satan wants to creep in, catch you when you're weak, and he hopes that you underestimate him by saying, "Oh, this is just a small thing," not understanding that small things lead to big things.
Right.
Like, I knew a couple of alcoholics, so to speak, who always remember that drinking started as a social pastime until it became a habit that they couldn't live without. And along the road, they saw it. They saw it coming. They saw where it was no longer one drink or two drinks. And it's not only liquor. There are tons of bad habits. There are things that we do. But if you're not spiritually based, you just say, well, that's just life and things we have to work on. But we know that God and Satan work on a higher level. And they get inside, and both of them are inside, fighting with each other.
Right. Yeah.
For control. And then you have your choices that you have to make. So
speaking of speaking of choices, all right. What inspired you to choose writing to be a poet, or just writing, period?
Just as a means to express myself and entertain people. I just it's what comes out of me. I would imagine it's the same thing with someone who does music, and you try to get a real clear explanation, and they're just like, I love music. It's just something that calls to me. I actually think a lot in terms of the kind of poetry that I write.
Okay.
I could be eating a hamburger and say, "Oh, this tastes so good. I should get me 3 more if I could." Just sort of things like that, and so it was a gift that I didn't even know, a talent, a gift, skill that I didn't even know that I had, probably into my my late 20s. Like I told you before, once I took a creative writing course, and it just sort of happened, and I just wanted to keep on doing it.
Awesome. Okay. Again, this is conversational narrative. If those who are out in the audience would like to ask a question or so, it's something dealing in poetry and things, feel free to post your comment or question here. Alinda says, so true. She's an indie artist, and most of her music is of self-experience. That's good.
Yeah. And self-experience is the thing, because we think that we're the only person going through anything. We think that we're the only one. And I know that a lot of times we always want to be an overcomer, that we can solve all of our problems. But once we find out that we're not the only one going through it, and it sort of becomes a support system that you can talk to other people, which is why I'll be glad when the pandemic is over so that I could get
Mhm.
into a room with other poets
Right.
and we talk about our experiences, and there are so many
Mhm.
different styles of poetry that it could be the same subject but different ways of putting it on paper.
Awesome, definitely. Now, where are you located at, John? What state or city you're in, if you don't
I live
mind?
in Newport. I live in Newport News, Virginia.
Okay, all right. So all of you all who are in Newport News, Virginia, okay, as all you poets out there, you all definitely need to come together when this pandemic is over with. I guess before this pandemic, where did you all gather at before?
Well, they were having a poetry reading at Aromas.
Hmm.
The it's in the city center of
Okay,
Newport News. Aroma's
okay,
restaurant. I think it was the second Tuesday of every month.
okay.
And then they had one at the train station. The one at
Hmm.
Aroma started at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And then they had another one at the train station downtown Newport News. And it
Hmm.
started closer to 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Gotcha. Okay.
And but I used to also go to Norfolk to the venue on 35th and
Mhm.
so
Gotcha.
35th Street.
All right. Wow. So, man,
But they have lots of readings, and they have lots of readings from here to Richmond.
all right. Hey, we got a question here. If you had to start over again, what would you do differently?
If I had to start over again, what would I do differently? I think I would pay more attention to styles. I would study more language because I love assemblies and what's the other one? Um,
Metaphors or
Metaphors. I love
hmm
metaphors. I love similes, and I love a good rhyme
hmm
that makes sense.
okay.
And so I would probably study the craft more without becoming so serious that you can't talk about anything except really deep subjects. I,
Gotcha.
I guess I would just say I would become more of a student of poetry.
Awesome. Well, and you still can become. That's the beautiful thing about life. It's always learning, and we don't know everything. So as long as you continue to evolve. Wow. Now, speaking of evolving, I'm sure there's some artists. Let's say if an artist came to you and would like to put your poems or your writings in a song. Would you be open to that?
Definitely. I
Okay.
am vain. I am vain enough to say yes. And since I don't have any musical skills or talents, I
Hmm.
would love to collaborate with anyone.
Well, hey, Linda, do you hear that? Like I said, she says she's an artist, and if any other artists that may be tuning in, so hey, again, it's all about collaborating and going to the next level because nobody can do it on their own. All right,
And you know, with music, my poetry has a rhythm and music has a rhythm.
okay.
And most songs are poems.
That is true. Yeah, exactly. That is true. That yeah. Pretty much majority of songs are poems out there, a rhyme. So, yeah, why not? Okay. Again, this is conversational narrative, as where we do where John reads a poem and then we talk about it as well. Again, we would like to invite any other poets out there that may be tuning in, or if you know of any poets. Okay. Yeah, hey, we would love to invite you on this show and to help give you a platform so that people can find out who you are, and you may even attract other poets. That's the beauty of social media and technology, how it's bringing us all closer together. And so,
Okay.
yeah, all right, hey, let's hear one of your other poems here, another one here, or you have anything prepared yet?
Oh, I got more.
Oh, you got
I got
more. All
more.
right. All right. Well, hey, let's hear it. Hey, again, thank
Yeah.
you for those who just tuning in as well. Conversational narrative. All right. Tutsons Poems. So again, we want to definitely reach out to you poets out there as well. All right, sir, go ahead.
This is called God's Delivery.
Okay.
No one delivers the good news better. Man never had a better package or letter. A special delivery through virgin birth, sent to redeem the lost on earth. Amazing Grace was a first-class delivery. No charge for redemption, no COD. God ransomed his son so the world would know his love is available in rain, sleet, or snow. The post office has routes on certain roads. Jesus has express delivery without zip codes. He promises abundance of life, more, not less, quicker than drivers with UPS. This phenomenal deliverance is so easy to get, faster than sending an email on the internet. Jesus stamps us forgiven, no matter our past sin. By accepting God's delivery, we are new creations born again.
Man, I like that. I like it. But now, wait a minute. You must have just wrote that recently, huh?
No.
Oh no. Okay. Wow. Okay.
I wrote that before. I actually wrote that. I mean, I wrote it after the internet, but before social media blew up.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Awesome, man. Linda says she says I will reach out to see if there's a connection. Who knew? Okay. Well, hey, that's what it's all about. Being intentional and connecting with one another, because that's how we grow. And you never know who may be the key to your destiny, to where you're trying to go in life. So awesome. Wow, man. Okay, John, man. So what inspired that poem as well?
Probably a sermon that I heard somewhere.
Okay.
I used
Right.
to get really charged up when I would go to, going to church, listen to a sermon, hearing somebody say something that would just really hit my soul. And how do you get the good news? And things like that. How do you get the good news? Not everybody wants to go to church. So, but God in his infinite wisdom has figured out many ways to go. And so I just compared the way we get our news, how we get our regular stuff, through the post office, UPS, all of those things. And I said that, God's delivery service is way better than all of those.
There you go. Ariel says that was good. So folks are definitely enjoying it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and sharing this out as well. All right. Again, this is Conversational Narrative. John, how can people get in contact with you?
Well, right now I am working on all of my social media things. So I'm working on putting a website together.
Oh.
And
yeah, please post contact. Yeah, see, hey, folks are looking for you. So I guess for right now, you can find them on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook, and please, contact Ron.
Contact
Ron, and actually, I'm trying to work on my website, my social media presence, and everything. For the audience, Ron and I have been talking about doing this, and this is this is what's come out of our conversation. So I honestly, without sounding too insecure, I wasn't really sure whether anybody would be interested in hearing it. And so just sort of been sitting on them.
And see, now you're leading by example, and hope those who are watching is that, again, you have to just step out and just do it, as Nike would say. Okay. And you never know what may happen. One of my mentors, I've heard him say, nothing beats failure but a try. So, those are, those dreams that you all have, hey, step out and do them. All right. Because you never know. Well, the world needs what you have to offer, and God has equipped us with great gifts that the world needs. So as I said, this is not a Christian show. All right. This is, hey, thank you so much, Dexter. Hey, he says, great job to you. And he's down there in Louisiana. And
Oh,
also,
thank you.
so yes,
Thank you to everyone who's commented.
yes, they all right. Yeah, send them a friend's request, definitely. And again, I thank God for John. As I said earlier, this is not a Christian show. All right, this is about reading poetry. No, we're not going to have any um um anything erotic or provocative on here. So, but if you're a poet and you would like to read your pieces and we would like to even talk about it, then yes, let's bring you on. Okay. Yes. Yes. Here's a question for: have you published a book of poems?
I self-published a couple of things years ago that I never marketed. So
Well, that's all going to change, right?
yeah, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to I'm gonna listen to what people say and make my try to make a smart next move. But I definitely have publishing some things in my mind for the future. Great
Awesome.
question.
Yes. Yeah. Again, and he has some awesome poems, guys. That's why I'm like, yes, he could definitely inspire others out there, especially in his age bracket. I think he's probably those baby boomers, so that's living that good life, retirement life. It's like, all right, hey, and so again, go after your dreams. Anybody that's watching, so go after your dreams. As we see, John is doing. He comes from an entertainment family, a very talented family, and I'm grateful to definitely know them. Yes, God is a God of second chances. Yes, He is. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. So, hey, don't procrastinate on your vision or your dreams in life. I think one thing one of my mentors also said too is, I want to live empty, and excuse me, I want to live full and die empty. Live full and die empty. So hey, I got once I'm going, I gave everything I had. So
that's all we can do.
That's all we can do. Exactly. All right. Well, hey, look, we want to thank you all so much for hanging out with us. All right. John, anything that you want to say to the people out there before we go?
Well, I'm gonna say to anybody listening, thank you for sticking with me for the past 30 minutes. I hope I inspired something in you. And I have I'm working this out. I would love to get on here and sound very professional, but
thank you.
Catch me in a couple, catch me around in a couple, and we will have a better program.
Hey,
that's where that's where we're looking to go.
Definitely. Okay. All right. Hey, I think we got some more questions. Says, are you participating in any on mic venues?
I'm working on it, and when things are opening up again, I went to a couple on a Zoom. I went to a couple Zoom venue poetry meetings, and they were okay, but it's not the same as the energy that you get in the room.
There you go. Right. That is true, and that's why we want to definitely create that, which I'm sure it's already being done, but we want to do it with our flair as well. So, again, any of you poets out there, or if you know of any poets, have them get in contact with me, and so that we can make that happen. Amen. It is a new season, so hey,
yeah. I thank you all for your encouraging words.
Yes, hey, you got this. Exactly. It's a new season, and also got to give a plug for my man Dexter here. Go check out WRB on TuneIn Radio. Okay, go check out his station. All right, internet radio is taking off, so that's a great internet station to check out. Crossover Radio. Okay, WWRB Crossover Radio on TuneIn. Okay, so thank you all so much. We'll see you again. I guess either next week or so. We as what John was saying in part, that we are developing this show. So what you see is, hey, we are in the beginning stages, and it's going to get better. So we would love for you to grow with us on it. All right. All
And
right.
if any of your audience have different subjects that they would like me to address, because I have a wide range of things that I've written about. So if I have anything that I think would be pertinent to what the audience is looking for, I'd be more than happy to read those.
There you go. There you go. Definitely. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Aurel. All right. Hey, exactly. Says congratulations, bro, also to this show. So yes, thank you all so much. Hey, you all have a blessed one, and we will see you again. Hold on the line. I'm John.